Morning, ladies. This is Coach Tim. I had promised you that I would make some videos to kind of show you kind of what a rotation would look like in a 6-2 offense. So here it is. As you can see here in front of you, you have a picture of what a rotation could look like with all players in each position. So what I did use here in rotation one is I've got color-coded systems to kind of show you what each unique position would look like. And when I say, you've heard me talk in practice a few times about your position sister, and so that's what I call, for example, these two orange players who are both setters can be a right side hitter as well. These two green players here are the outside hitters, and then our two purple players are our middles, sometimes replaced by a libero in the back. So what I'm going to show you now is kind of what that rotation would look like for rotation one. The end goal for every rotation is to get our setter in position to where she can set. In the 6-2 offense, we always let the setter in the back be the primary setter. So as you can see here, that's this player right here in position one on the court. What we want to do is move her up where she can set in front of the attack line. Problem with that is we currently have two players in the way. So what we need to do is move those two players. We're going to move them slightly, the middle slightly over, not crossing her teammate at this point because that would be a violation on the court. And then in addition, we want to move this outside hitter further back and slightly in, because what we want to do is we want to make a lane here for this setter to come all the way up front. By moving the outside hitter back and inside, we've left a lane here on the right side. So on contact from the serve from our opponent, this setter can immediately move up and around the outside hitter. The outside hitter would then move back, trying to be in a line, straight line with her two teammates in the back in preparation to receive the first contact. Depending on where the ball goes, first contact would be made in the back row. They would then pass the ball, the goal being to pass that ball to our setter so that she can make the decision on where that ball will go. From that, we have two options here. Once the pass has been sent to the setter, the outside hitter can then move over here and be ready for an outside hit. Or we could have our right side player over here also be in position to make a hit. Or if our setter decides to set it to position 2 on the net. Remember, we talked in our practice that we use a numbering system to kind of call where the ball's at. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the net. Behind the setter, we use a lettering system known as A, B, and C. So if the setter decides to set it to 5, that ball would then go to this hitter on this left side. If she decides to set it to 2, that would be ready for the middle, the up front middle. If she decided to set it to, say, C, she would set it behind her to the outside hitter on the right, on this side. That said, is kind of the basics of how a rotation 1 on a 6-2 offense works. Remember that the reason why we call it a 6-2, just for general terminology, is because we have two potential setters on the court, and at any given moment, all 6 players could be hitters. All right, that said is how the 6-1 works.